Hi, Southside. My name is Kairy. I had a difficult childhood, being raised by a mom who worked shifts as a nurse and a dad who struggled with addictions and spent some time in jail. At 17, I met the man who would later become my husband, and I moved out with him, hoping to start a new life. We spent years together buying a house in Langley and raising our beautiful kids. However, things were far from perfect with him, and he began to abuse me mentally and financially. I was scared to stay, but terrified to leave. In 2016, we decided to move together to Chilliwack for a fresh start, and I really hoped it would fix things. Unfortunately, after the move, things got worse. He cheated on me, and then the physical abuse began. One day in 2020, for myself and my kids, I made the daunting decision to leave, and we were placed in a safe housing shelter. I was then connected to one of Southside's community partners called Doorway, which supports mothers and children leaving abusive situations. It wasn't long before I received my first invite from Southside through Doorway, an email asking if I'd like my car detailed and gassed up. I thought that was so generous, but my experiences with church when I was little told me that my life was too messy to be associated with the church. I was apprehensive because I didn't know how anyone would treat me and my kids. Then one day, Southside sent us hampers and Christmas gifts through All Is Bright. The gifts were so thoughtful, but it was the handwritten card telling me that I'm seen and loved that got me. It made me think, maybe these people don't just say they care, maybe they actually do care. This persistent and uncommon generosity from strangers started to reshape my thinking about God and attending church. Finally, the kids and I walked through the doors of Southside on October 10th, 2021. I remember my oldest child, Emmett, saying, "Mom, it's like a concert here, and they don't care what I'm wearing." I remember feeling so welcome and that everyone was glad we were there. And I remember Pastor Mike sharing how if I was the only person in the world who needed saving, Jesus would still have died just for me because he's the good shepherd who leaves the 99 to go after the one. From that point on, we were all in. I accepted Jesus into my heart, attended 101, and Emmett started attending and loving Southside Youth. My two daughters, Pippa and Chloe, began attending their Southside Kids classes with leaders who love them. This church became our family, our home. Something that I've heard Pastor Mike say over and over from the start was, life wasn't meant to be lived alone. One of the steps in community I took most recently was joining Southside's Financial Learning Experience class this year. I'm on disability for complex PTSD with limited funds, but I built a budget with the FLE tools, I prayed a lot of prayers, and saved as much as I could. As of this fall, I was able to buy my ex-husband out of the children's home with my own money as a single mom. It was a miracle. I'm still in awe at how far God has brought us since we were introduced to Southside, from living in a shelter to owning my own home with my kids with me. I got baptized recently because it was time to publicly acknowledge that I have put everything in God's hands. He's shown me over and over that he's faithful, and it's so exciting for me to be able to raise my kids with faith. I get to show them that God has their backs and that they're cared for, wanted, and loved. Another miracle is that my ex-husband has now found Jesus too. He attends Southside on Sundays, and our kids get to see their father in church now. Every day I feel God say, I found you, you're home, you're safe, and I love you. I can't say enough good things about our church and all the amazing people here who have been a part of our story so far. And this year, for All Is Bright, I'm proud to say that our family is in a new position to be on the giving and volunteering end of this initiative for other families like ours. It almost feels full circle for us in the span of 3 years. We know Jesus because of you and the way our church continues to show up and be generous, no matter how difficult it feels to continually sacrifice, really, really matters. It matters to us and the thousands of stories like ours all throughout our city. Tangible help leads to hope and a home here. From our family to yours, Merry Christmas, and we can't wait for All Is Bright this year. Love, Kairy, Emmett, Pippa, and Chloe.